Hello. How are you?
Are you talking to me? Or I'm
I
like, because you say
I
usually you
am.
have your
I
line.
am.
Okay. Hi, Tish.
I
Thank you very much
am.
for having me on. And I want to say thank you so much for all of the work that you have been doing, exposing multi-level marketing companies, having a safe space for survivors to then exit, and also creating consumer awareness. You've been put through a lot, and you've been
Oh,
speaking out a lot longer than I have been. You were speaking out when I was still in MLM, so I want to say thank you so much.
thank you. Yeah, no, I had to pretend that I hadn't already asked you how you were. Like we were just sitting chatting like 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
It's totally
Thanks
authentic.
for that.
This is how you show up
Yeah.
authentically. Ah! Hi, Alexis.
Hello. Yes, we are here authentically, and it's 9 a.m. and like, look, it's not that early, but like, it's my day off, so I'm like, oh. I do have to go into work though because I've got to do something there, but I don't officially have to go in, and I am trying to find a different workplace, same job, but different workplace. So it's a little bit toxic. I was like, I've been covering Rosetta from ENAGIC, and she's a Facebook fiend. Oh my God, she just is always on Facebook. Like, serious, she just, anyway. And she's always like, a 9 to 5, like them all. The 9 to 5, you hate your job and you're in a cubicle. And I'm like, well, I don't hate my job. I don't like what happens sometimes, and I'm not in a cubicle. And it's not 9 to 5, it's like 9 to 3, technically, and I get loads of holidays. So, like they always talk to this specific person, and it's like 9 to 5 is, I think, what do you think it makes up around about half of the workforce, maybe 60% of the workforce these days? It's
I don't know. It's like an archaic, like a caricature of what somebody in the 80s that is in multi-level marketing that has really, really white teeth and a fake tan would come up with this tagline, and they started in Amway, and then this is what they keep saying, and then everybody else parrots it. And it's like, when you've seen people, like when I was in multi-level marketing, my brain, like I just ejected it and like put in multi-level marketing indoctrination, and I would say stuff like that. People don't realize what they're saying. So when they're, oh, it's a 9 to 5 job, it's like, I don't know. I work 4 on, 4 off, 12 hours on, 12 hours off, and then I have 4 days off. It's great. I'm not in a cubicle. Like, there's so many jobs out here. I know, like where I live in my community, it's like a heavily mining town. People are working 4 days
mm,
on, 4 days off. And then there's also, like in the province where I live is in Alberta, it's huge with natural resource like extraction, the oil and gas industry. People work like they have like 12-hour shifts are common, and you can like be working like a big stint, and then you've got like lots of time off. The difference between the rhetoric of 9 to 5 that MLMs say, and then people that are if they are working 9 to 5, it doesn't matter, but you actually have time freedom, because when you're off, you're off. You're not always having to be on. That's my 2 cents.
mm. Yeah, and the first person that I was covering from uh Enagic, Kylie X Stevenson, she's a farmer, and she used to go on about 9 to 5 rat race, and I'm like, your recruits are farmers. What are you talking about? They don't do 9 to 5. Like, what? And it's the same with the men. But do you want all the farmers to quit? Because we kind of need them. We kind of need them. Like, even though you want them to be rich, we can't all quit the farm and be enagic sellers. And it's the same with the men who are like, oh, you know, put your tools down early and don't, like break your back. And it's like, we need tradesmen as well. We need tradesmen, we need builders, we need freaking painters and bricklayers. And, like we need all those people
And
to
people
make
get
our
great, like,
society run.
yeah, and people derive great personal satisfaction in their professions, in the work that they
Yeah.
do. And it's telling when you're in a multi-level marketing company. It doesn't matter what you're selling. In this case, it's going to be like water. Somebody had left a comment. I deleted it so fast because I'm fast too. These fuckers are online, but I'm online too, and I'm fast. Like something like, oh, there's a like this water filter thing, and someone says, oh, you're so silly. It's not a water filtration device. It's a atomic ionizer, whatever. Like they corrected me with whatever this thing is. I'm like, you don't even realize how absurd that you sound. You're correcting me with the cult language of your particular
Mhm.
it's like I showed you. It's like you didn't though, and I just that person, I just deleted it. I didn't repost it because sometimes you can just tell they're just deeply brainwashed. This isn't the top of the pyramid. Those are the ones that I want to go after, and the CEOs, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, they definitely. The other thing that the Australian ENAGIC team sort of have in common is this conspiracy theory element. Like all the chemtrails and anti-vax and pro-Trump sort of ideas, and I'm like, that drives me crazy as well because it's so heavily female, and I'm like, you're worshipping an adjudicated sexual assault person, like what are you doing? You're not a feminist. And actually the upline, so Christy X Ord and Clint X Morgan, I did a TikTok about Christy being a Trump supporter, um, and she got it taken down. She reported it for bullying because I did call her a fucking idiot. Because I'm like, you're a fucking idiot if you think that you can be pro-Trump and a feminist, because that's what she claims to be. Yeah, so TikTok took that one down. And yeah, but that's why I kind of wanted to collab, because I'd seen that you'd done a video about Clinton Christie on your channel from the 50th anniversary. And do you know, at that same time, I know they didn't have a good time at their 50th anniversary, because that's when an article about them came out from the ABC. And she told this story about how the speech got shortened, and I couldn't have my PowerPoint. I was like, where's my pointer? And she was just like, it was so terrible. I'm like, sucked in. You don't deserve to be happy. You live off the backs of other people. That's what you do. You're a predator, in my opinion. I have to have legal disclaimers,
Hey,
because of in Australia, the cease and desist is called a concern notice. Isn't that hilarious? I'm concerned about what you're saying. And so I have been sent a concern notice by one Enagic rep. So I'm just watching myself, because they have enough money to sue. They absolutely do have enough money to do that.
I
So,
understand and I respect that, because this is something that people need to
mm,
know too, is that just because somebody does send like a concern or a cease and desist, it does not mean that it will not be pursued by legal action. It is often the case that it doesn't, but it's up to the person that is the recipient of that. That's going to be their burden to bear. And if you did like retain a lawyer or whatever, advice that you got, that's your decision to make. And each creator, each
mm,
person needs to make that own decision. There's a lot of information that goes on in the background. In Canada, there's different provinces where they don't have anti-slap legislation. So that means, strategic law against public participation or whatever. So they could just make a move to say, well, this is clearly just to nullify any kind of public criticism. This is just done to intimidate and threaten somebody speaking out. If that's not there,
mhm.
and somebody does have enough money, this can be dragged out for years at a time. So it's a
Yeah,
lot more,
yeah,
the conversation is a lot more nuanced than just being, dismissive about receiving like a concern or a cease and desist letter. So I completely respect
yeah.
that and I understand that, Tish.
Yeah, I was when I first got it, I was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, my stomach dropped, but especially because they sent it to my work email, and I think that was another scare tactic by saying, "We found your work email," and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I don't exactly hide who I am. Like, I'm a teacher. I use my name. This is my actual face. Like, my bosses know that I have a YouTube channel. It's like, so, like it was another scare tactic. So yeah, it is different. Uh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. So Christy and Christy and Clint are the uplines to these men. They are basically the uplines to everybody in Australia, except for there are some teams that have Asian ties. So there's some big teams in the Philippines, there's some big teams in Malaysia, India's big, and there's a reason for that because they're saturated in the US and Canada and places like that. So they have to come here and they have to come into the Asian countries, which, some of them are like, very poor countries. And they are, peddling this shit. Um, and, the whole world is in like a cost of living crisis. So even in being in Australia at the moment is pretty shit. Um, it's not saturated yet, which is why people are still making quite a lot of money, but it will be because that's what the nature of MLMs are, you know? Uh, and the cult tactics of this particular team, which is called the Freedom Era, and it's all based around the word freedom. Everything's about freedom, freedom, freedom. Freedom for them at the top, you know what I mean? Uh, yeah, and uh, the men, that's a sort of a newer category of people. There's a team called the Legacy Brotherhood. I did a live with Lushy and Wendy over Christmas where we looked at their bro reels and stuff like that. And yeah, they are using men's desire for connection, men's vulnerabilities, men's poor mental health, loneliness, and things like that to recruit. And it's so disgusting. You can see them like, men need this, and yeah, they're recruiting a lot of young men. And think I think it's Lee's been doing some good sneaky work with the ENAGIC people too in the chat. Well done. Lee said and pointed this out to me, which is the young men who are being recruited, their brains aren't fully formed yet. They don't have as good a reasoning as everybody else. So yeah, there's one particular guy, his name's James Cruz, and he is 18. 18. And he gets on his social media and shits on education. Don't go to uni, don't pay for a uni thing. I'm like, dude, you don't even understand the university system in Australia. We don't have like student loans like America. That it's much different. You don't have to start paying it off until you're a certain wage, and it's only a percentage. Like it's not as backbreaking as the American system is. So but that's because he didn't go to uni. He doesn't understand it. Da-da-da. Like, yeah. And there the graveyard guy. We're gonna look at the graveyard guy. God damn it. Um, but their upline is a guy named Brody Nitro. Brody Nitro. And he's in legacy wealth. So he's getting that passive. So Enagic has legacy like levels where they automatically get like a passive amount of money no matter what they do. But because I don't understand comp plans very well, they confuse the hell out of me. But they've got this plan, 8 pie thing. And once you go through the 8, you don't get paid on commissions from the person anymore, which means to me, I think they have to keep recruiting. Otherwise, they don't get commission. So they have to keep personally recruiting. So they've got a really wide tree on their pyramid. It's very wide because they have to keep going. And I think they have to do they have to recruit someone within the year. So otherwise their passive income goes away, and they can will that to other people. And they keep on saying, no one else has got that. And it's like, yeah, my dad does that. And I think Mary Kay does, you can will your business to somebody. Like a bunch of them do, you know? Yeah, he's on Unchained Adventures. I did a video on that guy. He's meant to be very rich, but he's got very bad teeth. He hasn't got his teeth fixed yet. And he's also in LifeWave, the Unchained Adventures guys.
No,
There's a
not LifeWave. On top of
mhm,
ENAGIC, there's a conflict of
mhm.
interest there because they're supposed to be releasing some water thing too, with the lobster water. The whole joke that the
Really?
CEO, yes, the CEO David Schmidt, he released this, introduced this at the last conference, and he was making the joke lobster water. That came from him. And he's like, oh, I thought I would name it lobster water, but my wife and so didn't think it was very funny. And then waiting for the courtesy applause of the audience, which everyone was like, there's like a few people that howled with laughter, but I was surprised that not everybody in the audience was just like, whoa, because everybody's so brainwashed, right? So there's supposed to be light in the water. So I don't know how those two worlds are going to maybe it will collide in his
Mm.
mind and he'll eject and he'll realize, oh my God, I've been in a pyramid scheme. I need to get out and I need to speak out because now I want to actually be a role model for young men. Maybe that could happen. You never
Oh my
know.
God. Yes, Saint Lobster. We love Lobster Jesus. Love it. Oh man, that live with Savannah and Erin, I was like crying with laughter. It was so funny. My goodness. Um, and yeah, so there's a few of them who are in LifeWave actually. I know there are a few of them, and they're in the ivermectin gang and all that sort of shit. And it's like, but the other thing, I'm not sure if Lee knows this, but the Unchained Adventure guy, Steve McNamara, his partner is like besties with Christy X Ord. So like I don't think he's getting out. I think he's gonna be staying in. Yeah, so um let's have a look. Why don't we have a look at our I got a little bit from Brody um or we can have a look at the graveyard dickhead.
Your
What
choice,
do you reckon?
whatever you think that we should watch. Your
Okay.
show.
Um, we'll go with Brody because he's the upline. So
Okay.
Brody is a 6A 3-8 or something like that. So he's quite high.
6A. Okay, because I did pull up their income disclosure statement in the United States, which is just, it's meant to be confusing.
Mhm.
I noticed Robin said that. It's like it is supposed to be confusing. So 6A. That's 6A? That's not even that. That's like mid. That's not even that
No, he's
impressive.
six. He's off the charts. He's
Oh,
6A2-8.
oh,
So or
oh,
something like that.
that's like Scientology
Yeah.
level. He's like Met Xenu. Okay, okay, okay. I take that back. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway,
Um
59.34% of people are making a median amount of $285 a year. That's all I need to know. When the majority of participants in this thing are earning that little,
mhm,
you're actually losing money. So it doesn't matter. It's a
mhm,
less than a fraction of a percent. So okay, gotcha.
mhm,
6A2 dash DP dash XENU.
mhm. Yeah, they do like it's meant to be confusing, that whole like upper 6A dashes and the video that I just watched, I've seen so many of they call them master classes. They're opportunity calls. Like that's not a fucking master class. That's not what a master class is. Because you don't learn anything. And they always talk about this like at unattainable money. Kylie, who I've been covering for 2 years nearly, She said she was about to get legacy 2 years ago. She still hasn't got it. What's happening? What's happening, Kylie? You know, you've been in for 5 years, 6 years. All these people have been in 5 and 6 years and they haven't got there yet. And the other thing they allow at ENAGIC, they don't have ghost accounts. They have 3 accounts in their own name. ENAGIC allows them to have 3 accounts. It's crazy.
That's like Young Living allowing written into their policies and procedures, but then removing it to hide it. But it's still allowed that you can enroll your children as soon as they turn 18. Just like I think you can actually just enroll your children. They don't even have to be 18. Don't quote me on that. I made a video, but I have already forgotten it. There's so much nonsense floating around. But it's written in there. You can do that, and I know that this has happened with other MLMs too. So how is that you can have 3 accounts in your own name? Like it's crooked right from the start. And I just hope these people that are involved in this can just get out one day. You know, when people are talking about how much success they have, that's not impressive. It's only impressive to people who are vulnerable and to people who are already in. It's what's more impressive would be, what is your downline doing? Why is it that so few people in your downline that you love and you care about, and they're the best people, why is it only like it's like a miniature pyramid which reflects directly what you're a part of with ENAGIC, you know?
Yeah, exactly, Alexis. You mean 3 times the requirements? Yep. And you've got to wonder, because the company can't be making, like you would think that might make the company less money, but it obviously doesn't, which is why they allow it. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird that they have these little things. And it does seem like getting legacy isn't like there's not a lot of expectations there. So I wonder, there must be other things that happen, because what's released publicly doesn't make sense for what's happening with their payments. So I'm actually trying to get on a call so that I can see what they say in private. I'd be interested to see, because they are very wary now, that because they know that they have been exposed by, but the reporter who exposed them, he used his real name. He was in the Kylie X Stevenson group. He used his real name. He had his photo. His profile was out there, and he was collecting information. And then once he had it, he sent Kylie a DM and said, like, I'm going to be doing this story. Have you got anything to add to it? Would you like to make a comment? And he said he was kicked out within seconds of receiving that. Yeah, so I am in her new group, but she doesn't post there anymore. So she's a lot more careful, because she knows that people are looking for what she's doing. But that's okay, because Christy and Clint they're her uplines, and they're everyone's uplines. So they're my main target, because they are the source of everything. Yeah. But so is Brody. So I'm gonna put Brody on. This is when I went digging for information from Cemetery Guy, I found a couple of other people, and it led me to 3 training videos. 2 of them was maybe him or some other guy, because I got him about a month ago, so I can't remember. And one of them was from Brody Nitro. So this is the end of his little spiel. So I thought we'd watch that. I think it's about 4 minutes long, so it's not too long.
I'll leave you with this. The only wrong action is to take no action at all, right? There is nothing more wasteful. You know what? We shouldn't just do things that are comfortable, or we're always going to have what we've always had. If we want something we've never had before, we have to be prepared to do something that we've never done before.
Oh my God. Have you ever heard that before, Julie?
Oh my, for 5 years. I heard it double. I heard it in Monade and I also heard it in Rank Makers. It's the same thing. I can't believe he opened up with this. It's with Tony Robbins. I was immediately like flashback to doing we were called the DMO Dominators, Daily Method of Operation Dominators. And we would start, there might be like, I don't know, 100 people on a Zoom call from all different multi-level marketing companies. And they would start, all right, we got to get into the right state before we all go out and prospect people, spam people on Facebook. And it would be Tony Robbins. And we'd be like this. Like
No.
we all of us together. If I can ever get my hands on that, those Zoom calls, oh my God. And then they'd be like, okay, everyone, 10 minutes, start prospecting. That's what I've thought of.
Wow. That is very culty, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
same as what he's doing. It's the same spiel, same stuff, nothing new.
Yeah,
here.
wow. Okay.
So right now, you either love it and you're in, you're scared and you're in, or you don't like it and you're not in. So all you need to do is reach out to the person who sent this to you and say, yes, I'm in. I want to jump on a call. I've got some questions. Yes, I'm in. I'm scared as shit. I don't know how to do it, but I trust the process. Or this isn't for me. I don't want to make money this way. I'm not interested. And that's it. There isn't going to.
I don't want to make money this way. Because I'm sad. Like the backhanded, like, negging and stuff like that. Like,
yeah. It reminds me too, like, sorry, Tish.
No, you're right. You're right.
It reminds me of when you go onto one of their websites to enroll for this masterclass or this boot camp, and then they'll have if you say no, it's like, no, I want to stay like a big fat loser in my entire life. Or yeah, sign me up. I want to become a fit rip nitro champion. It's like, it's so heavy handed, like it's so manipulative. And it's so easy when you're outside of this. But I mean, I used to eat this stuff up. So I remember thinking, this is so powerful. He's just like speaking truth, I can see how this would be so appealing if you're already maybe vulnerable. Maybe you are looking for that community, like as a young man, and you look up to these guys or somebody that has brought you in, I can see how this is compelling.
Yeah, and I just realized my logo's covering his face. That's what I'm like, where's his face? It's my logo. He's yeah, like I think even he's got that relatability, like manufactured relatability by saying, you don't believe this shit, like I swear, I'm a business guy who swears, that sort of.
Yeah, it shows how
Like,
authentic
yeah.
I am. It's like I don't care about like these this social construct of what you're supposed to be like in the matrix. This is how you're supposed to behave in a 9-to-5 job. See how liberated and free I am. I can just say what I want and speak how it's so. But in that that act, it's so scripted. This could be a presentation for any MLM. It's that
Absolutely.
copycat. Take out the water ionizer, whatever the hell this thing is, and just put in Mon8, put in an Amway product. Actually, Amway doesn't even really sell the products. They're really those weird. They have 60 different of these coaching groups. It's like some people are joining Amway. They don't even realize they're joining Amway. They're joining like Worldwide Dream Builders. But substitute anything in, and that's what it is. Primerica, the insurance, like it's nuts how they're all the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh.
Be a hard sell at the end of this. This is the entire video, and now you get to make the decision, but make the decision fast.
Red flag.
Don't ask broke people for their opinion. If they don't make money online, they don't know how to answer it for you. If you don't do something drastically different, nothing's going to change.
Oh, red flag, red flag,
yeah.
red flag.
Huge red flag. If you happen to be watching this, maybe for some reason you are thinking of joining ENAGIC, anybody that is pressuring you to make a decision without critically thinking and just taking a pause, there's a very high chance it's a scam. You should not be, there's not this once in a lifetime opportunity. Nothing is going to change unless you take this opportunity right now. You're going to let yourself down. This is pure manipulation. This is like a con man on the street, just trying to like do the old switcheroo on you. That's what it boils down to. You should be able to be like, no, wait a second. Why is it the insistence that I'm not allowed to just take a pause and just sleep on it? That cliche works, is just, I'm going to sleep on it. When that is absent, there's a reason why that's absent. And it's to manipulate you into something that if you were to think about or just ask anybody else, notice he said that too. Don't ask anyone. That's because somebody's going to point out, well, did you ask this question? Did you look at this news article that was put out by ABC Australia saying selling freedom inside an MLM universe, people across regional Australia? It's like, well, no, I didn't. Well, maybe you should do this to make an informed decision. He's actively discouraging you as a supposed businessman from making an informed decision. If you're going to start a business, then you need to treat this like a business and not cosplay as a business. He's pretending to be a business owner, but he's just a small, tiny, inconsequential cog, ultimately in the pyramid scheme, allegedly, in my fucking opinion, that ENAGIC is.
Yeah. Hello now, Keita. It's okay. We only just started watching this one with Brody Nitro. His name's actually Sal Nitro, but like that's pretty good branding for a guy, Brody Nitro. But he sucks. Sorry. That's my opinion, that he sucks. This is what they all do. They all say, don't talk to people who aren't where you want to be. Don't talk to your family. They're just going to talk. If you talk, don't let your partner talk you out of it. They are so anti. They all say it. And it's just the biggest red flag, And they're also saying, don't listen to your own gut feeling and your own emotions coming to it, because you can bet your bottom dollar all of them have that warning system. That's what we've been told to do with our lives. It's like, hang on, this doesn't sound right, and they're telling you not to listen to yourself. And that is part of the beginning of the indoctrination of like moving away from who you are as your self and into an MLM self, which is that that dichotomy that exists. And yeah, that's the start of it. It is not good. And unfortunately, they all do it. They all do it in ENAGIC. I have never heard any of them not say something like that. So, yes.
It's impossible to be courageous unless you do something that you're afraid of. And at the end of the day, it's $5 a day. Don't look at the 10,000, 12,000. It's the bank's money. The bank's got plenty of it. They print it every day. Money you've got sitting in your bank account is getting rinsed by inflation. It's becoming worth less and less and less. Successful people don't hoard their money. They spend money to make money.
Bullshit. I know that's not true.
People aren't printing money. That's the problem, especially with COVID. I'll speak like for what Canada is going through. I don't want like many facets of things that are going through right now. But when you print a lot of money and you like flood it into the system, you pay for that. It's not a good thing. Paying money isn't like going to be like, it's not the solving thing. That's like, or if you're in his case, it's like you could be printing money. Well, it could be counterfeit money. But he is speaking very quickly. And he's dropping a lot of these like bumper sticker reductions one after the other, or thought terminating cliches. So people could be like, what did he just say there? If somebody's going to like repeat it back, oh, it's only $5 a day. Don't think when he's telling you don't think, somebody that is telling you not to think is also a red flag.
Yeah. And now Keita's right. That's not how money works. Absolutely not. And I had to look up the inflation numbers for something someone was talking about, and it's not that bad. Like we have worse inflation than the US and Canada, but it's not as bad as all that. Yeah. And I know because one of the sort of left-wing podcasts that I listen to talks about how stimulus money goes nowhere with very rich people because they do hoard it. Actually, they hoard their money. That's why they're billionaires. Because they don't spend their money on the things that we do. When people in a lower income bracket get stimulus money, they pay bills and they might get a new pool or, a new fence. And then you give your money to your fence person, and the fence person spends their money on, like it stimulates the economy in that way. But very rich people, they put it in the bank. They don't need to get a new fence. They've already got it. You know what I mean? Like, so he's
Yes.
completely wrong. He's completely
Yes.
wrong.
He's conflating the alleged behaviors of successful or rich people, the people that like the people watching this aspire to be. He's conflating that behavior with the behavior that you should be taking, because somehow that's going to short circuit it. So even if you were to look at it in the terms of training to do like a fitness competition, and somebody has like put in 10 years of work, and they cut down, or I'll just do triathlon. I'm more familiar with triathlon. For me, in order to get more fit, to be able to compete, it's going to take me a lot less time than it is somebody who is brand new. They have to learn how to swim. So if you were to look at my morning routine, and one day I just had like a coffee with 8 pancakes, and they say, well, if you be successful and you have a coffee and 8 pancakes, you're going to be able to do an Ironman. It's completely just taking one thing, one behavior, and saying that if you want to achieve that, all you have to do is emulate that behavior. And that's it's integral to this buy-in when you're in a multi-level marketing company, because you need to manifest reality. And so when he says you need to not hoard it, you need to give more than you take. You need to keep, like, it's only $5. Rich people don't do that. If you want to achieve this, if you want to be up here, well, you have to have that behavior. It doesn't make any sense outside of it, because you can take a pause to think and be like, that doesn't make sense. But when you're in it, you're already, he's like banging things out. This isn't his first rodeo. He's been able to like work on this. He's trained, and now he's presentation after presentation after presentation. People just get sucked in. It's so brutal.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing too, the $5 a day thing, they encourage people to get financing for this. ENAGIC has a financing, ENAGIC has a financing business like within the company. But if you don't qualify for that, they also have a financing broker in Australia called Pink Loans, and Pink Loans has a K8. Oh, do they? Why would they have a K8? Do they stand to gain something from ENAGIC people going through loans? And I think it was on the Cookers page where they exposed that Pink Loans they broker the loans for people, and they instruct the loan applicant not to tell the loan people, whoever actually brokers the loan, what the loan is for, because they know that if they told the loan place that it was for an MLM product, they wouldn't get the loan. So there's all this really shifty shit like that goes on. I think one of the people who is in charge of Pink Loans is a distributor. So yeah, it's really, really shitty. So yeah. Don't line a loan. Yep, that's not legal. Oh, look, I know that like sometimes I used to get really like sort of down thinking about all these people make 100 grand a month and they make 80 grand a month. And I'm like, damn, that could be, really helpful. And I wish I had that. But they're shifty people, in my opinion, and it's going to backfire. You know what I mean? Like they do shifty things, and it's going to catch up with them eventually.
Yeah, if you have a
like
conscience, when I woke up, I remember in the process of waking up from MLM, I remember wondering, why would people send in a resignation letter to their multi-level marketing company? Why didn't they just let their distributor status lapse and then they could just exit? But in the process of me learning what I had been part of, then I realized, I'm like, I don't want any money. And I wasn't making bucket loads of money. I didn't want a penny. I felt dirty. I felt it was blood money. I felt a visceral reaction. And I think unless, when you realize what this is doing to people, I don't know how you could take it. So it's like where you think the benefit of like having this much money, but then you'd have to live with yourself, and you can't live with yourself unless you're a psychopath, And then they can, I guess.
And that's the choice they get to. Hey, like, and that's where like you and Erin and Julie Joe and DC and those people can see, like, give back and say, yeah, like, shit, I did that, but I'm gonna give back. And even people who don't become YouTube, like, creators, like, they give back by supporting anti-MLM and passing on information and things like that. It is truly a movement, that does work. We all work together. And yeah, you get to that point where you realize how you earn your money and you have to make a choice. Am I going to keep on doing it, knowing how unethical it is, or am I going to stop? And those people at the top decided I can live with myself.
And all you got to do is reach back out to whoever showed this to you and say, yes, I am in. Let's jump on a call. This is the best thing since sliced bread. Any other things I can think of at this stage? No, that's it. Reach out to whoever sent you this. Let them know that you're in. And yeah, if you do join the community, the only thing you're going to be surprised by is how much support you have, and you're going to wish that you started earlier. Much love. Right before I go, what's going to happen next? When you reach out to whoever referred you, they're probably going to send you a 15-minute demonstration on the science behind the products so you can actually learn about them. You don't actually have to ever teach anyone about the products yourself. Most people are buying them for the license that comes with them to make money. And as a side benefit, they're getting to become really healthy. All my family drinks is Kangen water and showers in the Anespa shower unit. You're also going to be given an action plan with very easy to follow training and links to help you get set up so you can start making referrals and making money as soon as possible. So your commissions can actually be what pays off the finance. So yeah, just.
Oh, okay. That's it. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. Yeah. So that's Brody. His story, I think he was a drug addict and there's some other thing there. And yeah, he has tattoos. He's kind of like this tough guy, but he also cosplays as somebody from like, he calls his people tribe. How do I go to? I know how to insert a video, but I don't know if I can insert. Oh, I think I have to save them as a PDF. Yeah, but that's okay. I'd rather do the videos anyway. Yeah, so he does call his people a tribe, and there's this picture of him and his fiance outside a teepee, and they look like they're in like
No,
tribe. And I'm like,
no.
dude, no, you know. So he's the succubus upline, Brody, and the men of I think possibly his team is not Legacy Brotherhood, but that is in the ecosystem. Like they're all in the ecosystem of Chrissy and Clint. Do you want to watch the music video?
Sure. Yeah, I want to say thank you so much to Pork Soda for all the work that they're doing on
Yes.
Instagram. Holy crap, like really exposing things. And interesting, I just noticed this comment was like, yeah, his story is in drugs, in trouble with the law, homeless, and now he has turned his life around. This is such a good story for him to now be the head of this because it sets the example that nobody else in his downline has it harder than him. You guys don't have any excuses now. Doesn't matter because look at what I've done and I have the success to prove it. So not only does it work to inspire young men that look up to him, that he has apparently turned his life around, that's debatable. But then it serves to keep the men and to beat themselves down when they do start to critically think, or maybe they think this isn't, maybe there's something that I'm doing, that I need to get outside advice from. It's like, no, he's done it. And all you need to see is one person with like charisma, with the evidence. You think a lot of people in multi-level marketing will say, but this is real because we have products, as if that just answers everything. And it's real because I met somebody who is a millionaire. And I remember that feeling. I remember going to Rank Makers and meeting all these people who are allegedly millionaires. Like, I don't know if they are. They might all be broke as far as I know. But I remember coming back and telling people the same thing. No, you don't understand. They're real, in that same brainwashed way. And I could see that because this would be so compelling for people in ENAGIC, especially young men. He's turned his life around. Listen to what he says. Otherwise, well, then you're going to be a loser.
Yeah. Yep. He does say, if I can do it, you can do it. And this is like one of my favorite things that Erin says. And it's like, it's just, but you can't, because of the leg up they have from being in the business so much earlier and all those sorts of things. It's just, it's so deceptive. Yeah, Kelsey Ray, the sob of the century. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that Kelsey Ray says that, because like she says she's a felon, but she never says she's a attempted murderer. Like when she tells that story. So, is that part of the story as well, Kelsey Ray? Just yeah. So the men. This is Clint X Morgan's rap song about joining ENAGIC. It is so cringy. I'm sorry. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. He is the mega upline. So he's Brody's upline. And I think this is the test of the cult mentality. You have to say his rap is good. You have to be supportive of his rap career that he wants to have. You know what I mean? So that's your test of loyalty. This is a good rap. So let's have a look. It's literally about joining ENAGIC. The rap is literally about joining ENAGIC. And the music video is terrible. It really is. Here we go. Oh, hello, Vanessa. Vanessa is also another ENAGIC exposer. Hello, Gladys. Yes, we're having fun. We're just about to have a bit of a cringe here, so enjoy. Okay, how's the sound? Is that a bit too loud, or is that okay?
Good. It's good. Louder the better. Crank it up.
This is the week that we chose to be together. First, let me tell you what we had to endeavor. I'm on the Gold Coast out for the evening. This is a coincidence I couldn't believe in. She was at a feminine empowerment day. It was never awkward because we had so much to say. Things were on and off for about 18 months. She was seeing someone else, but he wasn't enough. I think it would be best if we were just friends, not boyfriends, girlfriends, please comprehend. We were out at dinner and she told me write a list of all the women's attributes you want to manifest. I say sexy, fun, beautiful, love and driven. That's my intuition, definition of my vision. So what you're saying is you want a girl like me. Waiter, please pass the bill, I think it's time that we leave. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'm a killer. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, bang, bang. Reflecting on the conversation that we just had, respecting the relationship that we still have. Great company conversations and a good feed. Now we're heading home, picking up some good weed. We're driving on the fast lane on the M1, having fun. Is there anyone that can get us some? You wouldn't believe it, but I met this guy on Facebook, from Palm Beach with dreadlocks and a glazed look, going on ass, get a seat. We're driving fast, we'll beat the quick. Just a hitch and do the trick, we only need a little bit. Rock up to his house to a steep driveway, you might say, in a nice way. What a fucking day. Got the drive on my mind cause of what's inside. Knock, knock, open the door, now we're eye to eye. I'll tell you what I want, what I wanna buy. And now we're super close to getting really high. Woo! Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'm a killer. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'm a killer. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, bang, bang. Inside his house is where it got real trippy. Stereotypical hippie living in the city. Would you like some chocolate to go with your green? Sit and tension, put your visions and breathe. Gotta go, thanks bro, now we're headed back home. Roll a joint, get stoned in my own creative flow. I had some big downloads, now the whiteboard's out. Babe, can you finally see what this is all about? This is a new way of impacting, extracting a way of interacting, circumnavigating something interesting, rehabilitating every human being. Suddenly we're cuddling together in bed, and then just as a friend, Kundalini transcend. I've got this crazy energy coming over me. Oh my God, can you see? Now we're touching physically. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'm a killer. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'm a killer. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'm a killer. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'ma get ya. Bang, 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 I'm a killer. Bang, 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 I'ma.
Yeah. There
Wow.
you go. That it hurts. It hurts. It really does. Yeah, when you said he went to a rich guy's house, the law of their when they first started going out is that Clint told Christy to come around to this house he was looking to buy, right? But he was just house sitting for his rich friend. So their relationship started on a lie about how rich he was. And yes. uh, It was bad. Vanessa said something that I wanted to a lot of the ENAGIC crew love to culturally appropriate without apology. Yep, they absolutely do. You know, like it's all a tribe and that sort of thing, hippie culture, that sort of crunchiness. Is this we have the real story of a guy who abandoned his family and a child for ENAGIC, disgusting as he's being preyed upon, and a victim, however, is turned away from his family. Oh, that's not Brody, that's someone else. That's isn't it? I think I've heard that story. Yeah. I can't remember which person that is. But yeah, so if you are in the ENAGIC cult, which is a cult in my opinion, you have to say that that is a good song. You have to hype it up. You have to say it's good. You have to say Clint is a good rapper. He's got good flow, storytelling. You got it. That's it. That's the test. Could you do it? Fuck no.
You know, the good news is that people that wake up from this, they're going to be able to laugh so hard. This is going to be a gateway through like that healing process of humor is that song, you know, and it's heartbreaking. Like what conversations with Vanessa said about the person that has left his family. This is what it is. And you think, oh, it's just this water. It's just ionized water. It's like, no, why did he leave his family? What the hell is going on here? Is this just about selling something, or is it about a cult where now it takes priority over your life? People are waking up and exiting from these things every day, and people from ENAGIC are too. And I know that this could be one of these things where they really do think this was creative genius. It's like, wow, he just doesn't care, and like this is really cool. And then once the veil lifts, it's going to be one of those things where like, oh my God, bang, 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 he gotcha. But it's okay because we're all brainwashed when we're in these things and you can get out. Bang, 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 I'm a killer.
And William's correct. He did perform it live and we had a picture and it was just basically like 10 people. They sold tickets for $55.
No. Is he that hard up? He's that pressed for money? I wonder how much money he's really making.
Well, you say that. And he went and did a day of work the other day. He went to his brother's house to put in solar panels and he talked about his work day. And he was like, I worked like a workday person. I'm like, man, you are so out of touch with like being a normal human. Like that's not like a fun excursion. Oof. Yeah. So he paid money for that. He paid money to record it. He paid money to mix it. He's got a producer who is he's in this band that they're called the Potbellies, and they like had some songs in the thousands that like some dance songs that went pretty viral in Australia. So yeah.
See, you know, this stuff could be fine and good in, you know, like, oh, well, that's cool. I don't care, you know, what somebody's doing. If they want to go for it, go for it. But the thing is he's part of an MLM scam, an MLM pyramid scheme. A scheme of pyramid selling is what it's called in Canada. And that's the issue because this is used as like a recruitment tool and it's also used to keep people in. That's the problem here. It's not that him, you know, being cringe or, you know, doing this stuff it's like it's so horrible, you know. It's that this is it he deserves this criticism for that reason. So if you are somebody happening to come across this and you've been in an ENAGIC, you're like, well, that's really harsh. How could you say such like horrible things about him in your process of waking up? This opens you up for criticism when it's like using his family, pictures of his baby online for the world to see, and then it's to recruit people. He's like using them as the billboard to recruit them in. I mean, she's just as guilty. But that's the issue here. That's what's going on. I just wanted to climb on the soapbox for that too.
Oh no, they definitely do, and like Christy's always going on about how she's going to take it easy and not take on as many mentors and stuff like that, and that her mentorship is worth 20 grand and, you know, all this shit. But she's constantly posting on Facebook. And it's like, are you really as free as you say you are? Are you? Because you're constantly advertising. And I think it is because of the 8 system thing where they get leveled out of their commissions, so they have to keep recruiting. And they say like there's no de-ranking here, there's no this. That's the one difference they have from every other MLM. No de-ranking. However, the pressure to keep selling is a lot more, you know. Like in they always shit on low ticket network marketing, like where you shakes and blah blah blah, but the point is, it's not about the fucking shakes. It's about the team. And no one cares about the shakes. Yeah, get your 200 volume for your shakes or whatever you need, you know, because you can rank by and shit like that. It doesn't matter. But it's about the team. So people in low ticket network marketing don't make money off the commission of the thing. They make it from the team, and they make more money from commission and then, you know, like a little bit sort of less money on the team. But in saying that, everybody who buys an ENAGIC product becomes a distributor. Everybody gets a distributor ID. So yeah, it's a weird one. It's not like the other ones, and they keep on saying we've got a patented blah blah blah, and it's like, look, if your program, your compensation plan worked and was good, every other MLM would have stolen it. That's what they do. They all copy each other. Whoever's got the best comp plan, they go and do it that way, you know? So I don't think it's that great. But yeah, I think the pressure doesn't come from sort of recruiting and selling is the same thing for them. it's the same thing. They have to keep selling. They have to keep recruiting, or they don't get commission. They stop getting commission. So yeah, it's just a little bit of a different beast. Shall we look at our friend with the biggest sunglasses in the world? Those big the cookers page that where I found the cemetery video. They just gave him so much shit about those sunglasses. and I'm like, yeah, they are a bit ridiculous. But the only thing I don't really like about the cookers website or the Facebook group is they do ad hominems sometimes, and I'm like,
I get it, but you know what? Like, fuck it. Like, I get it, but
yeah,
you're like dealing with like people who are predators, and it's like, I'm gonna be like really careful to stop, like, not hurt your feelings. No. And the thing is like, you can take it. Like, I mean, come on. I'm not going to be like flexing my moral superiority. I'm not above an ad hominem. So I understand why you want to meet something with facts and grace and all that. But at the same time, like, people are human and they need to have a release valve and vent out stuff, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's healthy. I think it's weird to like pretend that doesn't happen and to try to like pack yourself in some weird little box of like, this is what I need to be like. Can we all be better? Yeah, absolutely. But I get it. Sometimes it can be pretty ruthless too. It's just like veering off. Now what the fuck is the point of this? Like, this is actually damaging, somebody that is brainwashed.
Yeah.
I was a target of this when I was in Mon 8. I don't know if I've told you this story. And I think it was from anti-MLM participants. I think they infiltrated a Mon 8 group and they got it actually wrong. I'd actually like to know who these people were. I don't know if I've ever even talked about this. I talked about this when I was in Mon 8. So there was like a Mon 8 testimonials group, and I posted a picture of me. Like, so this is what I would do to make my hair look better and like bigger than it was, is I would like lean back and I would puff my hair out like this. And I would I'd lean so far back towards the camera and I would yell, smile. And then my camera would be activated. It would take it. And then I wore like these leggings and my butt looked really good in these leggings. And so you could see like it just, so I'm 40 whatever years old and I haven't dyed my hair, which I haven't, because I stopped dyeing my hair when I was doing triathlon because it was just like such a pain in the ass. So I'm like, my hair did look good in the photo. It wasn't retouched. My hair did look really good. It's not as healthy as it is now. And all these people in the Mon 8 testimonial group. So when you're in one of these groups, you're supposed to like put your own testimonies in there that other participants can use. And as we know now, like, some people are faking testimonials, but some of us aren't. Like, we really do believe in these products, right? So all these people were like, oh, I'm a hairdresser, and why would she lie about dyeing her hair? I'm like, I don't fucking dye my hair. Like, what are you actually talking about? Now, keep in mind, I'm deeply brainwashed still, but this didn't happen. They were going through. So I'm supposed to be in a protected group. My Mon 8 group. Is anybody protecting me? Are my uplines? Are the people that are running it coming? No, they're letting this run. People are combing through my Facebook, taking pictures of me when I'm on vacation in Mexico. They're posting it in the comments and they're like saying, oh, well, look at her hair here. I couldn't believe. So then you know what happened? They just deleted my whole post instead of like coming to bat for me. The cult. No, and I couldn't believe it. There was one person who was my upline's upline. She was saying she doesn't dye her hair. And I didn't dye my hair. They got it wrong. So I get the ad hominem thing. I've also been the recipient of it. So that came out unintentionally. I haven't said that in a long time. So there's a piece of drama for you.
Yeah, that's right, Vanessa. The rap is about honeypotting Christy. Like, I said this about Jessie Lee. I think Jessie Lee started going out with her boyfriend, the one that she had before she passed away. I think she was trying to recruit him. I reckon she was trying to recruit him, and then they just ended up together. You know what I mean? Like, I reckon that's probably the same thing here. I bet it happens a lot. Oh, I'm trying to recruit this person, and they end up dating. Yeah, and Christy absolutely has passed being the victim here. She's a big predator. She absolutely is, in my opinion. She talks about how she got a university degree, right, in business accounting, because she said, I was a good girl. I got my university degree. And then I worked in business for 9 months. She worked for 9 months. And she read a book which was called The 4-Day Work Week. And she said, yeah, I'm made for more. I'm made for more. I was born for more than 9 to 5 working. Oh my God. All of them do this bullshit, you know? And then she opened her own raw food cafe, but she claims that she was homeless, but she was renting a cafe. And I'm like, yeah, well, I don't think you can be homeless and have a business, you know? And then at the same time, she was kind of going out with Clint, and she keeps saying, like, I was in stage 4 adrenal failure, whatever that is. And she found ENAGIC, and, you know, the rest is history. So I don't think she was that badly off when she was recruited, you know? Not as bad as some people are. Yeah.
Yeah, we're taught to do that too when you're in MLM, is to really like amp up the story, just massage the truth, make it worse than it is. So that wouldn't surprise me.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that people do
James,
drugs are gay. Oh, if you drink or do drugs, you're a gay. What is that? Do you follow the Kiffness? He makes those songs with animals and stuff. And then so there's that
oh
interview.
yeah.
Like, you are gay. Why are you gay? You are gay. And then he does the whole song. Have you seen that? It's really funny.
Yeah, that's a big call for him to say that's gay. The amount of homoerotic videos those men make, they are always shirtless and hugging, and dude, and they were in Bali, like a whole bunch of them were in Bali, and there was like 30 of them crammed into this ice bath. It looked like an orgy. It was terrible. Oh God, it was bad. Ugh.
Yeah, I saw that. That was gross. Yeah, it was disturbing. It was. Is he saying that it's a it's a compliment, or is it supposed to be an insult? It's like, if you do this, you're gay. Is that's supposed to be an insult? I guess.
Being gay is great.
Strange.
We don't care. Yeah,
Like,
she lived in her mum's basement. That's the story we all have. Hello, dog. There's a dog. The dog is down here. Yeah, lots of shirtless hugging. All right, let's have a look at. Can't remember cemetery guy's name, but we shall look at him and his big sunnies. This is the. I was so angry when I saw this, and I imagine you were too. I was so angry. I'm like, fuck this guy.
We're all going to end up here like this. What really matters while we're here is to create memories. Have a life that you're going to enjoy, because when your time's up, your time's up. You don't take all the money and all your materials to your grave. That's it. Memories. When you're on your deathbed, you don't have your cars around you, you don't have this, you don't have that. You've literally only got your memories. So don't be laying on that bed thinking, fuck, I wish I'd lived my life the way I wanted to live it, instead of literally working it every single day just to try and pay for a house to live in for a little while. Fuck that. Get out, explore the world, explore Australia, and do what makes you happy, because, no disrespect, but I can guarantee you more than half of them people in there didn't live their life the way they wanted to live it. They lived the life the government wanted them to live it. And it's sad. It's so sad to see. So, that's it.
Oh, seriously.
You know, I've been reflecting on this, because it's like when I see something like this, I'm thinking, okay, how am I going to react to this? What is the most effective way? What is my intent with making this piece of content and reacting to it? What is the approach that I'm going to use in trying to reach through somebody in this cult, right? Because there's so many approaches, and all of them are valid. All of them are good, because there's so many different peoples in different like stages of waking up from these things, and just like circumvent or heading them off before they get recruited into this thing, you know. And I can see that, you know, that there's those kernels of truth where you want to look back on your life and think, well, take the risk. Don't have regret. I get that. And I see the yellow text with the white text. It's like, Grant Cardone-ish. This is what's cool. This is what you're supposed to do. And you're being very motivational. You have the music that's showing like, look at me. I'm like this cool guy and I'm opening up. I'm being vulnerable to you. So you know what? Live your life. Like go travel Australia. Like on the surface without him walking in the graveyard, like you can see there's this, you know, this well-intentioned, if he hasn't sold his soul to the devil yet, knows what he's doing. He really does believe what he's doing. If he hasn't sold his soul, he believes that this is really inspirational. And there's the goodness behind it. And at the same time, I mean, this is just gross. This is deplorable.
Yeah. I think, you know, looking at, he said, don't buy a house. Don't spend money on a house. Well, you know what, mate? Not a lot of people can afford a house these days. So that's pretty realistic. But are you saying that we should not buy a house and do buy a K8? You know, is that what you're saying? Like, because, and just saying, no disrespect, mate, people, it's just not, it's a big faux pas. Like, don't use dead people to recruit. Megan Valentine from Optavia. Don't use dead people to recruit. Oh, there was did you see the Optavia uncovered story? Somebody passed away in Optavia and Megan Valentine was like, her legacy is her weight loss. What? How about no? Yeah, so don't use dead people to recruit. Like it's
you actually need to say that. You need to say that because I know when I was waking up, my dad passed away in May 2021. I only woke up at the end of 2021. So he never even saw me get out. I was still in the process. And I remember on my business page, my Mon8 business page, saying, thank goodness I have the Intense Repair shampoo and the Intense Repair conditioner because I know because my dad died in 3 months, my hair's going to fall out. I had all the script and I remember I started to go onto anti-MLM Reddit and people were horrified that other people were using death to sell their products and to recruit. And I couldn't understand why. And I had to keep reading it. So when you say that, it's important and it is helping someone because it requires a lot to unknot that mess of when you're in one of these things. You really don't see what you're a part of. You see a totally different reality. And I don't know where that young man is at in this, but the behavior needs to be called out. Like, this isn't who you are. This isn't what you do. This isn't okay to use people's gravestones, their headstones, their resting place as a prop for you to try to recruit them into an MLM. This is very selfish and self-serving. It's really bad. And so it multiple things are true at once, you know? It's rough.
That's the other thing. There are a lot of travelers who use who do ENAGIC as a sort of like business to fund their travels. And I got messages from a guy on TikTok at the end of last year, or sometime last year, and he said that one of his mates, he's situated in Bali and he does like affiliate marketing, proper affiliate marketing, not like MLM stuff. And he had a friend who was like, oh, I'm making 30 grand and blah, blah, blah. And would you like to join? And he was like, oh, I don't know about that. And then the next month, the same guy was asking him for a loan. And he said, hang on, you told me you were making 30 grand. And he goes, oh, I'm not, but there are people making 30 grand a month. And it's like, you have to wonder, especially with Clint, who lied about that house with Chris. It's all built on this, like, you know, like lie upon lie upon lie. And they all say, fake it till you make it, fake it till you make it, live the lifestyle you want, and all this sort of stuff.
See, that Lee Hallwin says, I've been told many of them are told to sell their houses so they can travel full time. That now keeps you dependent on the cult. It's like severing your independence. Your autonomy is gone. It makes you more reliant on the group. So even though you could then maybe, you know, get another job and save up and then like rent a room or something, that is now removed because you've made a sacrifice. And the longer you're in, the less options to get out there are. So that is insidious that they're being manipulated to do that.
Yeah. And owning a home is a big accomplishment. Like, I don't yet, but I hope to in about like within 5 years, like a little piece of land with a tiny house on it. And that's going to be, like, it's like, why would you sell it? Like, and it's coercive control, and it's like an abusive relationship, like, cutting you off from people, cutting you off from support. So you've got nothing except for the cult.
Yeah. And you can keep your house. Why do you have to sell it to go travel? Why can't you be so resourceful like you are in running your multi-level marketing business? Why does it have to be this ultimate sacrifice? That's something that you did, that you accomplished, like MLM Exit pointed out. Why do you need to sacrifice that? Why can't you then use this business to then travel full-time? You'd be like, I own a house and I do this. That would be way more impressive to recruit people and to show, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. When you just take a pause and you can look at what is right in front of you, it starts to fall away pretty quickly,
Mm. That's right, Alexis. JL Dubs used to say, borrow your upline's success. I've heard that before, like where you tell the story of your upline. If you don't have a story of success, you borrow success. I have, and more than JLW, I think like I've heard quite a few uplines say that actually.
Yeah, we were trained that.
Hello, Marie. Sorry if I've missed any hellos in the chat. I didn't realize here, Vanessa, that adrenal fatigue is not a medical diagnosis. It's functional medicine. That makes a lot of sense because it doesn't make a lot of sense. And what stage 4 adrenal fatigue? Yeah, she does ozone therapy and red light therapy, and she's just about to start daily enemas. Why? Why? No one needs that. No one needs it. Oh my God.
It's so much ritual nonsense. It's like you can't be free. You have to do all this shit. And I just don't have the patience for it. I want to do nothing. I want to be able, if I wanted to just like pick up and like go away for a weekend, I don't have to pack all this crap, It's too much. Packing your enema, because then it's like you can't stop, because if you miss one day, then something is going to happen. It's like these things are stacking on each other now. They always seem to like veer off in that direction of getting the enema. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is weird. It is weird. The butt stuff, the butt stuff. But also like oh crap. I forget what I was gonna say. But so I think this is so the guy James Cruz, he's the young one. I've got a little video of him if you want to have a look. I don't know if he's in I think he's in Brody's downline, so he must be adjacent to these guys, but I'm not sure if he's in Cemetery Guys team or not, but we'll have a look at him. This is only 20 seconds long, so.
Savo crunching some 2024 numbers and all of that, like profit margins, and look how much money has come out of my bank account in 2024. $440,000. What have I bought? What have I bought?
He also leaves it up here, and you can see that your money was at 21,000. Like, he's not got as much money as he's sort of like claiming. Yeah, what did you spend it on, James? What did you spend it? He's got a Rolls Royce. He has spent that money. So you're never going to get ahead if you spend the money,
This
and
reminds
that's what
me
you have to do.
Yeah, it reminds me of Lula Rich, that documentary, when the people just had to keep spending money,
And the way he, like, I'm just going through report for 2020. Like I'm sorry, he's just out of high school. I could have been his teacher, like, and he is telling people not to go to university because you can make money in an MLM. Like, fuck off.
It's
We
just
do
like,
not.
yeah, it's not impressive. Like, it's impressive. I think this is what they say. Like, now I'm the male gaze or whatever. Like, this is for the male gaze. It's not for the female gaze. This is extremely
Yes.
off-putting. It's not attractive. It's just very much like bluster, peacocking, thumping the chest. It's just greed. It's just waste. It's MLM. And that's what, it's that stature that he's receiving. And I mean, I get it. I mean, if you're young, you're 18 and you're like looking for a purpose and you found this community of like great guys. And then you've like, I've made like almost $500,000. Like, you can see, just to try to get through that, good luck. He's going to have to fall hard and hit bottom hard for that to get through, because he's just succeeding too much. But there's hope for people that are thinking about this, or they're not seeing that money in their bank account. They're seeing it's like it's getting lower and lower and lower. They don't have any balance in there. Like, well, where is it? How come it's all going up to him? It's a good question. Yeah. You should ask yourself that.
Yeah. Why is there 8 pieces of the pie and you only get 1, and someone else gets the other 7 pieces? Is that how sales works normally? No. Yeah, interesting. But the other thing too, it is my opinion that even though James, that's the guy who thinks everybody who does drugs is gay, I think that those men may participate in cocaine. I think that they're definitely doing that on the big nights out. That is my opinion. Okay.
Well, I was going to say, it's like hookers and blow. That's what we used to call it. It's like, where does all the money go? Hookers and blow. Like, that's what it is.
They do spend a lot of time in Bali. So,
you know what was funny?
Okay.
Too is, Always Marco had made a video when he reached 100,000 subscribers, and then he made a video. It's like, look I'm in Bali. This is how easy it is to fake this impressive lifestyle. And it's so funny to contrast that with what is going on, like Pork Soda posting about what was going on that Bali. I thought, you can't even make this up. The timing is like so perfect.
It's very. You remember what's his name? The MLM bull guy.
Eric Worre?
No, the one with the beard that Marco did the debate with. What's his name? I can't remember it. Someone may know in the chat.
That hates women.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hates women, hates gay people, hates trans people.
Just he hates himself.
Yeah. He said everybody sleeps with everybody at MLM conferences. And is there a bowl of keys at an ENAGIC retreat? Possibly. That's all I'm saying. Possibly. Okay.
Something was going on in that pool. That was, I had never seen anything like that. It's like,
and like it was kind of weird because there was one person in the center, and it just looked like they were kind of like whirlpooling around her, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And
I'm laughing, but I hope nothing. This is the thing. There could be some like real trauma going on here. These people are going to have to be healing from this in the years to come. And at the same time, like, you have to laugh. You need to have dark humor for this, because it's just grotesque.
Absolutely. It's like people who survive Scientology. It's like, Xenu and LRH, and like you have to find a way to cope, and hopefully it's therapy. Hello, therapy. And most of these people need it before they go. Oh my God, is there swingers in Sensi? Is there?
They say swing on their Facebook profile, and I think I was like, are they swingers? Because they're like, swing. says, and then they were talking about swing, and it's supposed to be, I forget whether it's they read some book and it's about being in a boat rowing, or maybe it was about baseball. They read a book about being in a boat, and then they also something about swinging like a bat. But I mean, it's just low-hanging fruit. I mean, you're going to open that door, I'm going to walk right through it.
That's what I was watching Erin's video of the Sensi CEOs, and when she did a pause story, she said, "All right, you dirty birds, I know that the pause story might look like something rude. Put it on the Discord." I'm like, it does look like something rude. But also, how about that husband acknowledge that the wife was upset? She was crying, and he just kept talking.
It's so weird to see how they interact with each other. And all of them are like that. When you see the people that own these things, it's weird. Like they all have their weird ticks and stuff. And it's just, man, they could be a case study. If I hope to God sometime in the future, people start studying the people that own this. Because, man, there could just be reams of data. They're so strange. And it's like, you think, like, I know when I was watching them, I thought people in this are hanging on their every word like they're the most brilliant speakers. She can barely get a word out. She's like not articulate. He rambles on in the usual way, but I'm like, they're not saying anything. It's just, I'm like, this is it. And I know people in Sensi are going to be looking back at this, being like, how did I even think that they were saying something profound? They just said nothing.
Yeah. What do you think of Tony Van Shoy's new gig?
Oh my God. Firmaglow. So that was MLM Exit for giving everybody a heads up about that. Thank you so much for posting about that MLM Exit. And so this is supposed to be fermentation hair care. So this is like another trend that she's going to try to capitalize on, but then also what you can not pay your taxes and have retirement savings. And she has some sidekick that's going to be your financial guru. And then also claiming in her private Facebook group that has 21,000 people that used to also have, it used to be Mon 8, that somebody might be in right now.
Me too.
Good.
Maybe. I could also be in there. Yeah.
Glow getters. You're going to make $100 million their first year. That's not gonna.
I just can't believe that. I can't believe she rebranded her Mon 8 group to be that. That's sly.
Just like that. Yeah. And there's a lot of content still in there. I couldn't find it back.
Yeah.
It was like only into 2020 I could find back like a lot of the posts. There might be ones further back than that, and I don't know whether they just delete them or what. But it doesn't seem to be a lot of other content in there. It's just old Mon 8 stuff. It was weird. I was scrolling back looking through, but yeah, so apparently now she's the CEO of this company. You know what, so I think it was like 8 or 9 months ago she got terminated from Mon 8. Said it was like her and her husband are saying that they're going to sue, and that they're giving all these threats to people that are still in Mon 8 that were in their down, like, you're talking about this is going to be used in court. Now that's settled. Then she joins Amare, out with that, and now starting her own multi-level marketing company. Big surprise.
Well, her links to Amare still work.
Really?
I think she may still be in it. Yeah.
Wow.
Ooh, this is hot tea. Somebody regarding another MLM who's going to be in Tony's. We will keep an eye out for that for sure. The way she talks about it though, like she's got no riz. She's just been lucky. She's like every other upline. You got lucky and you think you're skilled at something, but you're not. You're just lucky and you don't have any ethics because you know how your money happens. And she was talking about how we've got the best technology, the AI, we're going to do this. It's technology. It's front facing. It's the best. I'm like, sweetie, your husband has been diagnosed with cancer. Why don't you use the best technology for him? Like, it's out there. You are treating him with alternative. Like, don't like it doesn't. It's that cognitive dissonance of everything to do with the MLM is what it is, and we've got to be we can take proprietary blends. We don't know what's in it. We can have chemicals that my company makes, but we don't want. And then she's not going to use technology when it could literally save her husband's life. Like crazy. Is it high altitude fragmentation hair care coming next?
That's good.
Ooh,
That's a good one.
business idea.
Oh, Marie, you got to get a cut. You got a 3 founder share for that suggestion. Well done.
But I have to say, Tony's hair actually looks better than it did at Monate.
Yeah.
Is that controversial?
No, it's true.
Mm.
It's weird though, you know, when you see somebody say that these are the best products, I'll never go off them, I'll be a lifer, and then they inevitably they do. It's never about the products. Ultimately, it's never about the products.
Actually, do you know who's just launched a religious sort of group from Monate? Top earner Krista Pani / Krista Crawford. It's like big Bible business or something like that.
Yes. Somebody tagged me on Instagram, and then I shared the story. I saw that. Yeah, it was like big. Yeah, something like that. Big Bible. It's predictable now. This track of what goes on in multi-level marketing companies.
Yeah. Yep. They did that Monate 2.0 tour. Did you see any of that? I think on Sunday roast, I think we're coming back on Sunday with the Clown Town. Not sure if I think it might just be Val. I'm not sure if Gus is available because they have a life. But we're going to look at some Monate things. Yes, because Krista Pani is she's on one because she's the top income earner at Monate at the moment. That must drive Jacqueline Goldrich insane because she was the top for so long, you know, like, and not talking about the business ever.
You know,
Sorry.
I have a horrible habit.
She just pretended that she was like an influencer, you know, like she never really, until in the past year or so, she really didn't talk about Monate. Or she could be the new Ray Higdon. There's a few though. I think that's where most of them are going with their coaching. It's all religion based, you know. You found out about it thanks to Christine CBD Beauty. Good. Excellent YouTuber. All right, so we're gonna have a look at this is, I think, so this is one of the friends of Cemetery Guy. Hang on, is he? Oh, this will be just a little reel. And he hasn't quit his job yet. So he's talking about still working, but he did a live with our Cemetery Guy. I've got the live, but it's pretty long, so we'll watch this one.
20s and 30s, watch this video. Don't get me wrong, I'm still working full-time in construction, but the difference between me and you is I've come across an opportunity which is going to allow me to quit my full-time job and go full-time online by the end of the year. If you want some more information on what it is that I do, send me a message. I'll send you a free 45-minute masterclass explaining everything.
Oh, is that it? Why didn't the whole thing download, I wonder? Yeah. Men in your 20s and 30s, he says. Get off
In
tools.
20s and 30s, watch this.
Yeah, so watch a masterclass, do this. This is who they're targeting at the moment, this team. It's these tradies. Yes, it's hot in Australia. It is hot, but not all the time. Yes, there are some jobs that are backbreaking, but guess what? You get paid for all of the hours that you work. And we don't need healthcare. Like, we have public healthcare, but you can get private healthcare. There's a bunch of things they talk about that don't apply, because in Australia we don't, we've got a public healthcare system, we've got support, and we've got good unions, we've got a good minimum wage, like things like that do protect workers. There's nothing in an MLM that can protect you. They can go affiliate tomorrow, they can terminate you. And I would say, this is just a guess, I don't know this for sure, if somebody was costing ENAGIC too much money, they would find a way to terminate them. They've got a magazine. ENAGIC has a magazine called Good Friends or something like that. Best Friends, something about friends. E-Friends, that's it, E-Friends. And they talk about how you're not supposed to make income claims, because that's a way that can bring the company down. All of the Australian distributors make income claims, all of them. So I think they keep that in their back pocket for when they need to be terminated. That's just my guess, because it's just like gambling. The house always wins. They are going to eventually get rid of you, because they don't want to keep paying you $1 million a year. Yes, don't film in front of a library. Yeah, that's true. Isn't this her way to get group health insurance so she can get it cheap? Possibly. Cameron Taylor from Chin Up. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. There was a whole bunch of them talk about the dangers of our water and microplastics, and the body is 92% water, and like, they do all the science shit, but they're not qualified. They're just repeating information they heard from somebody else. And they also they do the dog whistles for conspiracy theories. They'll talk about, whatever's being released in the sky. We know that means that you believe in chemtrails. Okay. It's a dog whistle for conspiracy nuts. We know it. And it's so ridiculous. Oh, look, I'm on Twitch, and I got a spam message from Twitch. Thanks, Twitch. I might get rid of that. I don't check my Twitch at all, at all. So it's just a space in the ether. Yeah. Well, I kind of don't have anything that's too short, and don't want to be on here forever and ever. But yeah, anything we can add about ENAGIC, like yes, it looks like it's lucrative in Australia at the moment. People are earning money. That's true. That's not, like, we're not saying that that's not happening. But it's not happening for everybody, and it's going to dry up once it's saturated, because we run out of people to recruit. You cannot keep recruiting. It stops eventually. So there's sort of this heyday of, like, yeah, look at how much money we're making. It's not going to last. But hopefully more people are finding out about it, and they absolutely are, because I can see how much more they are having to get ahead of stories and haters, and like Rosetta, who Lee was talking about. Rosetta got banned on Facebook for a month, and she was just posting from her personal account instead of her business account again. But like they are starting to have some consequences for what's happening. And I think we're definitely seeing that downturn from the pandemic as it goes back to those pre-pandemic figures where everybody was in the decline, and in the meantime, they keep on doing like, oh, we're going to be physically fit, and we're going to be, like the woods have opened a gym, and we're going to try and there's a lot of fear. They're using a lot of fear to recruit at the moment, which is really shitty. And like I said, with the men using loneliness, lack of connection, poor mental health, and thinking that they're in a space where the men can, oh, I can really be myself and open up with this group of men. And it's based on a transactional relationship that requires you to buy into a pyramid scheme, in my opinion. So it's very predatory at the moment. And I'm just happy to shout about it, really.
Yeah. And a lot of these young men are going to be finding like purpose and feeling really good about themselves. So if they are, working out together and they're doing, these different activities together, they're going to be then linking that with attributing all their success. So say they get more fit, or anything that is positive in their life, they're going to attribute it to ENAGIC and this group that they're in. They're going to feel so good. And that good feelings, it can't be if somebody points out, yes, but look at this. This is actually manipulative. It takes a lot to like punch through that that feeling, because you have the proof in your body. You feel really good. And you feel like this machine, this water machine, is this ticket out to this new life, that it's like this secret that only this group of know, but you could do it too. And all you have to do is repeat the same thing I'm doing. And this, if you are, if somebody's coming across this and you're starting to do your own research, I would suggest you look at other multi-level marketing companies and see what people have said about them. Anti-MLM content creators, or listening to like survivor stories like on Life After MLM podcast. There's a library there now from pretty much every multi-level marketing company. And you'll be astonished to see the same tactics, the same script, the same delivery that you are just encountering, that you found so attractive in ENAGIC. And if you can just take a pause and remove yourself and be like, okay, am I vulnerable right now? Do I have the humility and the strength to recognize that I'm vulnerable right now? And what does that mean? A situational vulnerability. Well, maybe it's really hot. Maybe you are doing backbreaking work. Maybe you can't afford a house. What is it right now that could make you vulnerable? What is it that you could identify yourself as an easy mark for a con? And that's what I have advice for young men that are encountering this.
Yeah, absolutely. And MLM Exit, aka Gladys, has a whole website on how to deconstruct from your MLM. Highly recommend. I don't have the website address here, but I will put it in the comments after the live is done. So yes, if you're questioning it, and I've heard Erin say this a bunch of times, if it makes you angry, but you can see some truth, really reflect on that, like sit on that and analyze where that comes from. Where does the anger come from? But where does that realization come from? And for goodness sake, respect people's opinion who don't stand to gain anything from you. Like these people want to make money from you. They have a vested interest in you joining, and they're telling you not to say anything to anybody because they're afraid that you're going to get talked out of it. So, listen to your gut, listen to your people, even if they're not where you want to go, or they're broke or whatever, Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that people sometimes totally know it's what they are doing. Absolutely. Yeah, especially those ones at the top. They They definitely know what the go is.
Yeah.
And that's why they get so angry at anti-MLM and the newspaper story that was out last year with the ABC, because we're threatening their bag. And that's why I got a cease and desist, because I'm threatening her money. And that's what they care about. They don't care about people. I mean, they might, like, I'm not saying they're heartless people. Obviously, they have children and loves and so on. But when it comes to the MLM, it's about protecting their money. So, yeah.
And people looking like, I think of like these like young guys are getting like sucked into this and thinking there's like a shame kink that is employed, especially with this group of guys that I've just seen. And I haven't looked at this like but it's very surface level. And they think that it's a show of power to be like talked down to. It's like, oh, hit me again, daddy, slap me again. Like, tell me how bad and how stupid and lazy I am. Like, I was out drinking all night and I didn't get any pussy. Like, I mean, really?
Yeah.
This isn't life advice. This isn't going to make you more of a man in the long run. It looks absurd, but it can be compelling when you're in a vulnerable state. So having, people pointing this out, like, you can have a laugh. Like, you should be able to take a step back and laugh at yourself and call yourself out on this, because it is absurd. And it's for a bloody water machine. Like, you're going to ionize your water. What happened? Why are you now all like in a pool, back to back, belly to belly? Where'd that leak go? There's a problem here, and you know it.
Oh my Lord. Absolutely. Oh, so the other thing they do is they promise that they can make you a better dad. So that's another thing they're sort of like preying upon, very similar to how they do it with mothers. So yeah.
I wanted to say this too. Sorry. I wanted to say this too. Is that if there is like somebody watching this, you have worth exactly as you are. There isn't something wrong with you that you need to fix. You don't need to be giving more value into the world to be a better person. That is somebody that is trying to mold you and make you feel bad, so then you have a dependency on them. You are already good. You don't need to have all this money to be a better man or a better father. That's not what the world wants. The world wants you to be exactly who you are right now, right in this moment. Yes, you're always going to be able to improve, and you can do all these other kinds of interests that you want to pursue, and you can learn a new skill. You can learn a new language. That's something different. Being told that you're less than and that you've got to conform to this new identity to be a man is so toxic, and that is not who you are.
Absolutely. That's a good message. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming around. Yeah, and we will keep on pushing the limit. Who are you got a tip for who your next video you're focusing on? What are you going to do? Any ideas?
Yes, I've been sent a hot tip from, is her name Sarah Jean on YouTube here? She's a relatively new anti-MLM content creator, really great, another amazing anti-MLM content creator. And she sent me some information about Super Patch. Oh my God, the sleuth work she's done. Oh, so I might be doing that. There might be an Epicure follow-up. There may be an interview, a radio interview that's going to be going on here in Canada about Epicure too. So that's supposed to be happening next week. I'll let you know about that. But yeah, I think Super Patch might be next.
That is exciting. Yes. All right. Well, thanks to the chat. Thanks to everyone. And we'll see you on the next live. My dogs know when I'm about to finish a stream. They know the words, so they're getting excited now. Like, it's so weird. But Wendy said that her dog knows as well when she's about to finish. It's so, how do they know? That's so crazy. Yes, and shout out to Vanessa and Pork Soda. Lee, keep up the good work on IG and on YouTube as well. All right. We'll see you later, everybody. All right. I'm getting there.